Greetings. Welcome to this episode of Ceremony, Meditation, and Magic. And I'm so excited to be here with my friend Amy McComb, who's going to share with us about lots of fun and amazing healing and wisdom from plants. So we're here in New Zealand, and we just connected recently. And I wanted to bring her on the show because from the bit I know, she looks like a plant wizard, sorceress. And I was excited to read her website and see what she's got going on. And I wanted her to come share some of her plant magic and plant wisdom with all of you. So thanks for being here and sharing this.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Yeah.
She brought a variety of plants and tinctures and magic here. So we're gonna explore it all.
Yeah.
Can I ask what is anything ignited you into the plants, or was it always kind of there for you, or?
I think it was there from an early age. It just was just recognizing what that was. Yeah. I used to think my parents were holding out on me when they didn't know how to make rose preparations. I was like, I'm sure they know. Why aren't they telling me? Yeah, and at the time it was a normal thought, but later I was like, oh, that is interesting. Yeah. But in New Zealand, like 90% of what grows here is nowhere else in the world. Yeah, so a lot of them are really old, and you can tell when a tree's old because the flowers come straight out of the trunk. So it's what's called cauliflower flowering, and you get that a lot here and a lot in rainforests.
Okay, yeah, trees. I saw that in Bali and some of the trees.
Yeah,
right? There's like
that's
jackfruit
right.
and things.
When they come off the trunk like that.
Yeah. So that's more of a primeval
it's
or
sort
older.
of primordial.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, so you get a lot of like more alkaloids and chemicals and interesting things going on with those kind of plants and trees. Yeah.
So you find that in New Zealand there's a lot of that because it was kind of isolated from.
Yeah,
it didn't evolve
must
the
have
same
been.
way.
It didn't evolve the same way, and still there's trees here that are. There's a couple that are similar in Australia, but they're just not even the same. So it's been a really interesting place to work and get to know.
Cool.
Yeah.
Have you found there's more medicinal qualities here, or just a whole different experience to managing?
Completely different experience probably than anywhere else that you'd go. So like there's this plant here. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see that? It's called horopito, and that one it clears candida. So it's a very interesting plant. It's got an exorcist quality as well.
Oh, wow.
But it's even been recognized by the scientific community as being able to clear like thrush and different fungi more effectively than anything that science has been able to come out with. So it's one of the ones that's acknowledged sort of through all the schools of thought as that. But the interesting thing, and I don't know if you can see on there, but you might not be able to see, but there's little fungi. See there's little black dots, and basically you can only find this plant in high areas of rainfall. So because the black spots, because it has no water carrying vessels. Yeah, so it has no xylem. And so it's that old that it hasn't developed its xylem in the theory of evolution. Yeah, so it has to live in high rainfall areas.
Wow, it just absorbs it?
It just so it can absorb the water instead of it doesn't have the channels to do that.
Wow, and there's a little worm on there too.
And there's a little inchworm. Yeah, and so what that means is because it's living in those high rainfall areas, it's always got mold and like fungus trying to live on it. So it's spending its life fighting the fungus, and that's why it's got all the good chemicals against that.
Wow.
So you'll often find that like what a plant's doing in its life, it'll do in human body or animals.
Makes
as well.
sense.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So would you make a tincture out of this, or cream, or
you can do all of the above.
Nice.
Yeah,
Awesome.
You can do all of the above, or you can use it for sort of cleansing and clearing. Yeah, as well.
Can you kind of burn it like a sage? Or?
You could. It doesn't burn that well. Yeah. A lot of what's happening now in New Zealand, it's become a bit popularized. So it's a nice thing to do as well. You can just dry it and blend it up and put it in salt, and it makes your food spicy.
Oh, well.
So it's like a spice. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. It's amazing.
That's so cool. I saw something on your website where you talked about, and you can probably explain it better than I can, but the plants having the DNA,
Oh
or
yeah.
sort of like replicating the DNA of humanity, or what
Oh
we're
yeah, I
missing.
found that ages ago. I was because I just feel what's going on, and so different plants, they hold the image of different parts of the human body, but when they're in their whole form, they do it much better. So every plant in the world has like 600 to 800 different what we call alkaloids, like the active constituents. Yeah, and when you get the plant in its whole form, it will hold. It's basically holding the image of our optimal functioning, of our state of perfection on a lot of different levels, and plants do it for specific systems. So different plants will do it for different systems.
Like the digestive system, or
it depends on the plant, and it might be the gallbladder aspect of the digestive system,
Gotcha,
not just like the digestive system.
Specific areas.
Yeah, specific areas. Yeah.
It's kind of like we're all reflections of each other, right? So they're containing that genetically.
They're just containing that. They're just that's that other reflection, but you don't get that happening when you take one. What's happening a lot these days all around the world is they're selling herbs, so that it'll say St. John's wort on the front, but on the back, if you turn the bottle around in the wherever health food shop even, and it will say hypericin, and it's just one chemical that's being taken out of those hundreds, so it doesn't have the capacity to remind us on the same cellular level. And it's really good for people to know, and that's why you're getting contraindications. Like a lot of people think, oh, you can't take St. John's wort with the birth control pill or with antidepressants and all these things, but what they're actually looking at is, can you take hypericin with the birth control pill and with the antidepressants, and of course you can't, because it's one chemical with a couple chemicals, so they're not in their whole form. So you get a different dynamic happening. So
you recommend people get the whole form, get the whole plant.
So the best, of course, is boiling a plant up, or working
fresh.
with it, or dried, just working with it in its whole form, or tincture from a herbalist, or make it yourself. Or if you're going to buy it at a health food store, make sure it's the whole plant, and it doesn't have like a chemical name and 30 milligrams.
Gotcha.
Because otherwise you're just doing the same thing.
No big deal. Very cool. Very cool. What else you got here?
What else do we have? We have yarrow. Do you know yarrow? You know yarrow?
That's all over, right?
See it? That's all over the world, especially, well, maybe not all over the world, but a lot. Do you know about it?
Yeah, I've heard some. Yeah, I can't remember.
What do you remember?
I can't remember. I know I've heard about it and read years ago about something, but
so if you hold, plants work differently with different people, and straight away it went up here for you in clearing. So actually it holds an image of the bone marrow and helps regenerate the bone marrow. It's an ancient plant of protection. So it used to be. In the time of the witch hunts, they would hang it outside the door, just like a bunch like that, like that. And that was a sign that everybody, or the person inside, was a healer. And so you could go for some help if you needed. But it's also like a protection plant, so it was thought to protect the person inside. It's like very associated with the angels. And you can have the leaves. The leaves you can eat in salads. They're spicy. Yarrow is funny because it helps a fever, but by increasing the fever. Because it helps your body, right? Because what your body is doing is like trying to kill the bug, and so that's why you have a fever. And then if you take a plant like yarrow, it'll help your body do that, and then break it. So it'll help it go up till the bug dies, and then break the fever.
Amazing.
So
cool.
It's really amazing. I used to take pictures of that plant and flip the negative, and you can see it. You can see it looks like bones. Negative. So if you get yarrow essential oil for people with like leukemia or bone marrow problems, or like red blood cell problems or blood problems, but especially if you've been really sick with leukemia, then you can get a hold of yarrow essential oil, and that'll help regenerate the bone marrow.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's just amazing plant. There's so many specific ways to use it and like regulate hormones or liver things. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
It's also, it's like calming and sweet.
Yeah.
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 Beautiful. Love it.
Yeah.
What else here?
Oh yeah, this is wild carrot. Do you know that
wild
one?
Carrot? No.
You know wild carrot?
I mean, beyond just the carrots we eat normally, but
Yeah, this is the carrot weed.
yeah.
Yeah, there's an old legend that like in the middle of the carrot plant, there's like some of them, there's a red flower, and they say that stops epilepsy. I've never seen that happen yet.
You've never seen the red flower?
Oh, I've seen the red flower lots, yeah, but I haven't. And so this used to be a birth control.
Wow.
Yeah, there's cyanide. So what cyanide does is it stops the embedding of the egg. Yeah, so that's an interesting one.
Wow.
Yeah. What else do we have? This is a plant called tatata. So this, if you crinkle the leaves, it smells like lemon, and it doesn't grow anywhere else in the world, and it's helps your immune system. Yeah, and can help with a whole lot of things. Yeah, it's another plant with a green leaf. And people often say, what does that plant look like? Did it have a green leaf and it was a tree? Yeah.
Brown bark.
And it had brown bark. Like, yeah. That's funny. Yeah, so it's better to look at the plant. Yeah. But those are some plants that I've just been harvesting lately.
Amazing.
Yeah.
What, I'm sorry, say this for this one again.
Tatata. So it's a type of pittosporum. So that plant is kind of unique to here as well. Yeah. It's some people call it lemonwood. So it boosts your immune system actually. Yeah. Which is good because there's some pretty wacky viruses going around right now.
Right.
If they're viruses.
Right. There they are.
Yeah. Yeah. What else do I have? Yeah, what else would you like to know about?
Yeah, so what's I could tell you're sensitive to energy and stuff. What do you find, do you feel like the plants communicate? Do you feel like they have a message for you? Do you feel like they kind of guide you and direct you in your journey and experiences around that?
Yeah, well, it's been a while. It's been like 20 years of that.
Right.
So, and sometimes it's clearer than others.
Yeah.
So I do find like it's really good to have some time alone every day for that to happen. But what I usually do and what I help people do on the courses I teach is it's mostly. For me, I mostly feel energy, and there's all the other ones like hearing, seeing, and so many. Right. And those come second for me, but everybody's different, right? Yeah. So some people will see energy first, some people will hear it or sense it or smell it. Right. Like spirit, as you know, probably an easy way for spirit to travel is through smell. Yeah. So it's really important to engage all your senses when you're getting to know a plant, but it's equally your connection with yourself, isn't it? And how, like, if you're a little bit still, and you make the time to do it. So if you wanted to get to know, get to know a plant, and you need to sit with yourself and that plant every day for half an hour, even if you have a cup of tea with the plant. Right. Okay, cool. That's probably one of the best ways to get into it. Is pick one plant and work with that plant for 6 months. Okay, wow. Yeah, cool. I did do that. Yeah, and my plant was stinging nettle. Yeah, because I studied with Susan Weed. She's from America. Okay. She's from near Woodstock. Okay, so we live near Woodstock and in the Catskill Mountains. And she said, look, you need to choose a plant ally. And at first we thought, oh, this is kind of funny. Right. But after a while, when you do it, it's actually amazing. And that's actually the same principle of like plant dieting that's being done all over the world. Indigenous peoples, gypsies, everyone. Like if you want to get to know a plant, or if you want the plant to help with any kind of healing.
Right.
It's all about your connection with it.
Oh,
It doesn't really matter how you take it.
Oh.
Yeah. So gypsy people, you know, if they're sick, they didn't take the ginger internally. They just hang out with the root for that week.
Oh, wow.
Become
best friends with the
so
root.
people say, "Oh, how should I take this plant?" And I'm going, "Well,
you come up with it."
I'm not a good salesperson, but it's actually not that necessary.
Gotcha. Very cool. Like
So it's actually a medium to help you connect. It's like a bridge.
Right.
Yeah.
Since those energies.
It's so those energies, because all plants, we resonate, I can't remember, is it 60 hertz or 80 hertz? Anyway, we're lower frequency than plants, and they're all over 100. So the law of physics is like, you know, something resonating lower is always going to rise to the higher one. So that's why you feel good going for a walk and stuff. You come back in and you're refreshed because your frequency's gone up. And so all plants are antidepressants, really, because they go, oh, people are like, which is the best antidepressant? And you're going, well, they're all different angles. Yeah. And St. John's wort has been like the poster plant, has worldwide as an antidepressant.
Pop star.
Pop star. And olive leaf has been advertised. But it just what St. John's wort does is remind your nervous system what it's like to function normally, and stops nerve pain and flushes out lactic acid, so good for athletes. And what else? Yeah, does help your serotonin. And the herpes virus hates being around St. John's wort. Yeah, so you can this is another thing people don't realize. They think once they've got a cold sore or the herpes virus or chicken pox or what's the other one? Shingles. Yeah, they think, well, shingles doesn't usually reoccur, but it can do. They go, well, it's in my system. What am I going to do? But it's not hard to treat it in the sense that it will just go in complete remission and not reoccur. And St. John's or St. John's wort is one of those plants that we can use for that.
Wow, very cool.
Yeah.
So I love that where you're saying like just pick a plant or just connecting with them, right, energetically. In this way. Yeah,
it's like a person, right?
Right.
Yeah, it's like the difference between walking into a room with 30 people or spending like a couple hours with one person. So you'll get to know that person a lot better, and it'll help you with your communication skills with all those people. Instead of you'll just go a little bit deeper with yourself too. Yeah,
I love that. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
How would you recommend for people that are like wanting to connect with plants? How do they pick one? Do they just whatever they're drawn to?
Yeah, so that's part of it, right? Because the way I work with plants and the way I love to see people work with plants is follow their intuition. Yeah. So and so it's like getting out of that left brain way of doing things. Because that and be into a more open flow. So you'll notice like a plant will come to you. Like it won't. They'll tell you. It's not a matter of like choosing sometimes. There's like, oh, I am here, and you'll see the plant. It'll be like, oh, there's the ginkgo tree again. Oh, my friend's just shown me a picture of the leaf. Oh, there's a ginkgo song on the radio. So it's just about starting to notice what's around you and or what your reoccurring thought is, or what you can go to sleep at night and say, oh, I'd like to wake up and know the plant that I need to work with for the week, So it's just starting to engage.
I happen to have that with pine trees a lot.
Oh, yeah.
My last name's Pine, and I'm a tree guy.
Yeah, I saw that.
So they've definitely come in, and but I've not used them in, I'll say, like a traditional medicinal form, like a tea or anything like that. But just definitely in nature, connecting with them, speaking with them a lot. So. Yeah,
well, you probably don't need to.
Just absorbing it.
That's so great that you're into pines. In New Zealand, they're not, and people aren't sure about pines. They're not. They don't have a good rap in this country because they plant one species, and they have this non-native native debate going on. So everything non-native should be killed. But you get some really beautiful old pines here, and actually the pine pollen, you can make testosterone out of it.
I've heard about that. Very cool. What are your thoughts on the is that a whole big lecture about the native and the non-native?
My thoughts on native and non-native.
Because I've noticed that here in New Zealand. I mean, there's a lot.
It's
with
very
animals
big
too,
in New
but-
Zealand, and it's becoming big all over the world.
Mhm.
So I'm trying to remember their name. It's not a symposium, but it's a group, and there's a formal name for it. And they've made an international group, and it's like all about native and non-native species. And through that organization is where they're bringing most of the chemicals and the ones that are poisonous, like glyphosate. So they're working with the bigger chemical companies. So as far as I can see, it's a massive business deal.
Yeah, well.
So as soon as you identify something that shouldn't be there or something that should, then it becomes it becomes a right or wrong thing, and it's like saying, so most of the people in New Zealand don't come from here originally. So, we should be being poisoned. And also it doesn't make sense, because when you poison native species, or non-native species, you're poisoning native species.
Right.
You're putting poison in the earth.
Right.
So you got to back up and go, okay, so what's making us poison the earth that's supporting us?
Right.
And like, we wouldn't be alive if it wasn't for Mother Earth.
Right.
So we really need to think about that, like, and people are saying, oh, we have no other option, and like jumping ahead, but we really need to come back to like the very first step is what is going on that's that we think it's okay to poison our mother, the earth, that we wouldn't be alive if she wasn't healthy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, I think it's a money deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it is. So there's a place in Canada near where I come from, and there's an island, it's called Main Island. Now they have I was over there a couple of years ago, and I thought it was so nice because there's deer running around, whereas here they might be poisoned because of a 1080 drop or something. And I was like, oh, that's really lovely. The deers are running around. And then I heard gunshots, and I was like, oh, because then my family's like, oh yeah, we like that deer. We let them run around, and then you hear someone shooting, and they were shooting another species of deer that lives just alongside them. Yeah, so there's a really big push right now to see some things as okay and some things as we shouldn't be here. So at all costs to get rid of them. And what that's translating to in New Zealand is there's a lot of different plants that have like mug shots of them. And there's a place called the Department of Conservation here. But unfortunately it's very connected with biosecurity, and there's a lot of funding that comes through there because they get funding from the chemical companies that have produced like glyphosate and all that. So for whatever reason, they have a lot of medicinal plants that aren't from here that have been being poisoned over the years. So there's no comfrey wild here anymore. And the St. John's wort's also got a mug shot. So they try to poison the St. John's wort. Quite a lot of plants. There's one called Himalayan honeysuckle. Or is it it's Himalayan, and it's got yellow flowers. We buy it from China. People buy it because it's so good medicinally for your liver, but we spray it here. Yeah, so it's people need to start thinking, because those chemicals are going to be are uptaken by the native plants as well. So what you do to the soil, it translates to everything, to the water, to the other plants, to the animals, to people. Straight away. So basically it's meaning you can't, if we keep doing that, and really the non-native and native debate is a debate that is a convenient debate to allow the chemical companies to give out the chemicals, to sell the chemicals. Profits. Profits. So we just want to get away from that. Wow.
That's powerful.
So you just want to really, the plants that grow around us are the ones that we need. So it is true, that old saying. And it is good to let as many wild plants grow as you can, especially when they're and trees, and when they're growing in their habitat that they naturally choose. They're a lot more strong, I find, and elementally strong as well. And away from spraying.
I heard somebody say something like that the other day, that whatever you need will find you. So you may, like, something might sprout up in your
Yeah.
yard
Yeah.
that you don't know what it is.
Have
and
you
like,
seen that?
no, just somebody. I
Yeah.
remember I was talking to somebody. They found some plant or something, but
Yeah.
the experience
Yeah.
of the plant kind of like found them.
It does. They
Yeah.
do. There was I was working at this organic cafe like 20 years ago, and 25, I don't know, a long time ago. And I was working with this girl, and she had really bad skin, like it was more like acne or something was going on, and we used to talk every morning, like I don't know, just silly things. And one day she says, "Amy, there's a plant growing in my window and I can't close the window." Well, for weeks, a few days, it had been, "Oh, I've noticed this plant with a big leaf." And then it started to be she couldn't close the window.
Wow, it's coming in.
Yeah, it was coming in. And it was like minus 20 in the winter and stuff, so you need to be able to close the window. And I was like, okay, we better figure out what the plant was.
Right.
And it was burdock. Do you know burdock? Yeah, it's got a big leaf, and the root is called gobo. They use it in Chinese cooking a lot. And so that plant clears your blood and it clears the skin. That's what it does. It clears acne.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was like, "Hi, I'm
Hello,
here. Hello, I'm right here."
Like, in your window.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. But
that.
you see that a lot. So you can actually tell a lot about the person if you understand what's growing around them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, plant analogy.
Yeah.
And that leads into, you're going to share some plant divination here.
Oh, yeah.
In a little bit.
Yeah.
Is there anything you can share about that and how that works?
Yeah. So I made these plant cards, and actually they're like a therapeutic tool for me, and it helps me go straight to the point of what's going on instead of having. I'm not so patient. So instead of like talking to someone for 5 hours or like having lots of appointments, I'd rather just see what needs to come through.
Cool.
Yeah. So they're basically a bunch of pictures of plants from all over New Zealand. A lot of them grow worldwide, and the energies are in the cards too.
Great.
So when you pick them up, you can, if you're sensitive like you are, you can feel where they're working.
Very cool.
And you'll see the colors in the cards. And then even if I'm on the phone with someone, I can feel where it's going. So it just tells you a lot in a short time.
Can we see a few of those?
Yeah, they're a little bit worse for wear.
Well
used. Yeah, so you can hold them up if you want. They're different ones.
Yeah, and you sell these things too, right?
Yeah, I'm running out though.
You're running out? All right, better get one quick. I might forget one from
Yeah.
Yeah. So beautiful picture on the front, the name, and then sort of I say their message.
Oh yeah, it's trying to condense their message into one word, into one sentence. Yeah, so this is vervain. I don't know if you can see that. That's vervain that grows all around. It's a plant of like kind of Hecate, helps you with decision making. This is a vine here. It used to be used as an antidepressant, sort of untangles your emotional level. And this is Nayo. That's Nayo. That's only here. Yeah, they're all different. And some of you might know chickweed. So that holds the image of your thyroid. It reminds us to play.
This is wild ginger.
Wild ginger.
Like
I made a spiderweb picture.
Okay,
yeah, because the spiders are so about helping us create. Yeah, and this one, there's two plants. That one is an eye plant, and that one's all about moving forward.
Now, is this one deck?
That's one deck, but I've added things for my own self to see
is
things.
A lot. This is bigger than this deck. This is like 3.
Yeah, 3 decks. And this is a plant called kumaraho, which only grows in New Zealand. There's a lot of species, about 5 species, and it holds image of your lungs.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that? You said holds the image, so that's like the pattern, the energy.
Yeah, so it holds the like
codes.
Yeah, yeah, and on a DNA level reminds your lungs how to work the best they can. So what plants are often really doing, from what I can see, is working from your energy field. So like all about making space for yourself and breathing room, and then your lungs start working better. But also physically, I found it in an old alchemy book years later. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, they hold the image in their DNA of the of different parts of our
It's amazing. I
systems.
love that.
Yeah,
I love that. That makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Well, of course, like I think everyone knows, or a lot of people thought about, right, trees and like the lungs and right, the oxygen and the carbon.
Yeah,
and, you know, they
so
having
there's
a similar
that.
look.
Yeah, there's that giving and receiving just from the breathing.
Right.
But then there's certain plants like melon or kumaro here that help the lung functioning.
Beautiful.
Yeah, which is good. Like sage is another one that helps your lungs.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the energy field of St. John's wort. You can see that flower down there. And you flip it. Yeah, I think that.
Very cool. Plant magic, I love it. Any other, before we go into the next segment, any other, things you suggest to people to just start incorporating plants into their life and awareness of plants?
I guess when you're using them, like, because people mostly use them every day, like you might put oregano in some spaghetti, just start going, oh, does it have a vibration? So one way you can tell if something is like, because everything's got a frequency. You got a frequency, I got a frequency, the tree out there's got a frequency, the crystals, the rocks. So if you want to start tuning into frequency, which is what plant medicine really is, in a big sense of it, is so you just if you put your take everything out of your hands and then feel how you feel and get a sense, and then you notice the shift. So when you pick something up or put something in your hand, just notice the energy shift, and that, just by practicing that, it helps sensitize.
Yeah. I felt kind of grounded, like it just kind of dropped me in. So just having people like pay attention, like when they're putting their oregano in, or when they go out in their garden.
When they pick up the oregano and going, okay, what's this doing? And, or some people might see colors or smell something, and it may or may not be related to the oregano. And it's just energetically, or putting your intention that you're open to the communication with them. So when you're outside, or when you're cooking, or even in your dreams. Even in your dreams, you can put a plant under your pillow and like call the energy of that plant in to help you.
Great. I love it. Opening the communication.
Oh, it's just opening the communication channons. It's like little tubes. It's going, being willing to listen. It's going, I'm willing to listen. I'm open now.
Right. Have you seen some of that stuff about different devices people developed that actually can pick up the certain signals from the plants and sort of translate it or amplify it and stuff?
Gary. So they're doing it. There's a colleague of mine here, Gary Cook, and then in Italy they're doing that. So plants are producing frequencies all the time. So I'm not sure if we're just translating it so that we can hear it audibly.
I think so. Like that, and then I've seen a few movies, right? And they got clips now of like, the I forget what it's called, where it basically contains pictures over maybe a month or 2 months, and you see the plant grow.
Oh,
and
like
things open and blossom.
That's so
beautiful. So beautiful, and just I feel like it really helps us consciously connect with how alive they are, because we're just used to seeing them day by day, and we barely move it, but to see it like full on, like wow, it's like a wild animal, moving and growing.
That really does get it across.
It's kind of like, okay, these things there's something going on.
There's something going on.
Very cool. I love it. All right. Well, tell people how they can connect with you. I know you're going to be traveling, and what you offer.
I've got a website, and I do plant dieting courses for people, and as a group, and then we catch up once a week, and there's a I send out the plant medicine as well.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, but there's a whole heap of information
Great.
on the website,
And that's
PlantRhythms.
Rhythms.
So rhythms is a hard word.
Right.
I've discovered for some
Right.
people, it's like the rhythms as in the frequencies.
Right.
So PlantRhythms and .com or .co.nz, and then there's a Facebook page. And yeah, and then people ring me all the time.
Right. Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
So you do the classes, and you also do reading, consultations.
Oh yeah, I do readings and consultations. So if people have health problems, or if there's something emotional going on, or just if then I do those, and it's usually only about half an hour. You don't need long to be able to sort most things out.
Okay.
And then if people want herbs, I can send them, or it's just that. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and so you're going to share a reading.
Oh yeah, should we do a reading for you?
Yeah, so we're going to jump in here into the reading here. So she's going to use her deck, and I volunteer to be public with my reading.
Yeah, very brave.
Go and edit this later if I need to.
Yeah. So I'm just going to ask for your highest possible healing, and just bring in your guides and mine and all the plant elementals, and and just ask that it be at a pace that's comfortable for you, and anything that you most need to see come up. Or no, thank you. Thank you. So you'll feel. So when I do that, you start to feel the energy shift, and then you probably know. But just if you want to be more clear about that, you feel the energy shift, and then you know it's ready.
Right.
They're ready.
Right,
The energies are ready. They're here. Yeah. So we'll look for Aaron. Okay. So do you have any questions?
So it can be health stuff, emotional.
Could be anything, or even just to hold an intention.
Just hold intention.
Yeah. And so you don't have to voice it.
Mostly traveling a lot. Feel like new projects coming through, getting ideas on. Yeah.
They're showing about letting go stuff that's not working for you anymore, and settling your nervous system. And you can see that you got new projects, because it's all about going for your dreams. So it's a really good time for you to focus on the things that inspire you.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, the things like things, people, situations that bring the fire energy back in, playing. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and this is Gachi Cola. Do you know Gachi Cola? It doesn't grow in the northern part of the world. Yeah, this is a kind that grows here. And it, if you hold it, then we can. So it clears your energy grid through your system, your meridians, and your head. Yeah. Yep.
Perfect.
Yeah. Great. So that's that one. It's an old arthritis tonic. This is about being gentle, like calendula, and seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, so there's a couple things going on. Yeah. And this is all about staying in your, this is funny, it's staying in your feminine power. Yeah, but it holds the image of your spleen. So that's the earth energy. So maybe you're going to find where you're going to stay for a while. Yeah. And this is ginkgo. So it's like shining the light into the darker aspects of the psyche, and reminding you not to take on board other people's dramas. Yeah. So that can be a thing, can't it? When you're sensitive, doing that.
Learning how to.
That's like an ongoing learning, because there's other people's sort of dramas around. And it's easier, isn't it, than having to sort out your own stuff? It's like, oh yeah, great. But you don't consciously say that, but it distracts enough that you don't have to deal with it.
It pulls me off course, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm wrapped up in whatever else. And then I kind of lose sight of mine. What I need to be focused on. So I'm like, all right, let me just it's like a spider web almost. Like unravel that so I can be
really
more grounded and honed into mine. So it's coming up.
Looking at emotions underneath old patterns. So there could be a deconditioning going on for you right now. So like this is actually an old addiction remedy, but it doesn't mean like, so it actually, Ipamia indica, it's morning glory, and when you use it homeopathically, it can help people get off hard drugs even. But the drawback is you gotta feel the emotions that come up underneath that, the thing that was causing that in the first place. So it can be anything from overwork to, it doesn't have to be drinking or drugs. So that's
the last 2 weeks I felt when I partnership separation recently, so I've been feeling like waves and a lot of emotions coming, like this surge all day until I can feel it all, and then I'm great,
and then you're good. That's probably why they're talking about the gentleness. And that makes sense. That so your whole nervous system is actually finding a new way. So that's why the St. John's wort is working with you, because that's one of its most natural states that I've seen it working in, is just helping people recalibrate their nervous system instead of stay stuck to the old one. Oh, look, it's Kawakawa. Do you know Kawakawa yet? Because it's here. It's like a door opening plant here. You know, when Kawakawa is starting to work with you, that it's like opening the door for the rest of the plants here. So yes, it's all about moving forward without interruption. And once I was teaching a big class, because I used to teach at this naturopathic college in town at Well Park, and I would always take them out to the bush. I don't know if I was supposed to or not, but I was out at the beach with them and showing them Kawakawa, and just we were doing some different things with the leaves and. This is Kawakawa all over again energetically. So in the middle of this, like 30 of us, this helicopter landed. It's not a helicopter landing pad where we were. It landed right in the middle, and we were like, okay, and then it took off again after a while. But the whole teaching around it. So you'll notice a lot of plants. When they come up, if you notice what happens around it, then you'll know more about them. And I've seen that happen over and over and over again in a lot of different forms with Kawakawa. It's like something will appear or something's already happening that seems like a big obstacle, but it's actually about to go. Wow. So because you're going, well, how can we keep going, because the helicopter's making so much noise and all these people are going in and out, and then you just have to be patient. And it left.
So some big
like it actually came from the sky, left from the sky. But often, like, it comes when something is seeming like a really big obstacle to the person at the time, but they're just reminding you it's not. It's like a temporary thing. Gotcha. It's more temporary than you think.
Great. Sounds good.
So this is Rangi Ora. So in Maori, Rangi means sky and Ora is light. And that is a plant. It's showing someone communicating with you from who's passed over. So they're reminding you to listen for that, and helping you clear the energy. So Rimu, it's a tree that grows here. Have you've heard of Rimu? Because it works with men. I've noticed a lot more with men than with women.
Are these the ones that grow up?
They hang down, almost like a club moss. So they're here. And this is all about you standing in your own power, and staying grounded and connected. And so I mostly work with plants that grow wild around where I'm living, which is here right now. But maca, I always work with maca because it's so interesting, because it comes from, and Damiana. So there are two that come from the Andes. And the Andes is where a lot of the new feminine energies are being channeled in, so it's all purple over there. And so that's just reminding you to stay like a channel and observe what energies come in around you and what you're comfortable with and what you're not. So it's one that helps women going through the change. Or menopause. So it's one that's all about opening up your energy centers and that kind of thing. And look, it's all about new foundations for you. New foundations. But it looks like it's about allowing yourself to receive as well. So a lot of people are more comfortable like giving or receiving.
It's like I'm opening, people are coming in.
So it's about allowing yourself to receive, to be nourished on a lot of different levels. And that's actually a remedy called Balance First as well, which I forgot all the things that I put in it. But I'll read you out. It's got maho in it, which is from here, and it's showing that you got a lot of help, ancestral help right now for foundational support. Oh, it's got tane kaha, which in Maori, tane means man, and kaha or person, and kaha is strong, so it's like strong man. So it's all about the support of yourself, and again, ancestral support. And self-heal. Do you know self-heal? Yeah, self-heal goes all around the world. It's all about self-love, but it's a plant that will bring in. It shows that you're bringing in more of the aspects of yourself, like all your aspects. So it's like sitting around a table with all your aspects and getting to know them. So that'll be happening right now for you. Yeah. That's one that helps everything, like adrenals and hormonal stuff. Yeah, so it's but this fact that the licorice has come up at the top is like the things that are not the best for you are leaving easily. So
or what? Oh, they're leaving.
Yeah, they're actually you're letting go quite easily of the things that haven't been working.
Right.
Yeah, so it's definitely a thing. Yeah, it's all about moving forward. And ginger is an integration plant. So whenever ginger comes up, I know that you're just having integration period. And even in Indian medicine, it's the only plant all over there that they recognize balances all the constitutions. So, like in Ayurvedic medicine, like Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. No other plant's recognized to balance them all like ginger. So it's just a balancing. So it would probably be good for you to have it. Oh, look at that. That's chicory. So whenever that plant comes out, they're talking about you've got a lot of wisdom and knowledge to share, and they just want you to get that out there in public.
Very cool.
So that's at the top. Yeah. And underneath is about honoring the more delicate aspects of yourself. And you might need like actual physical space. You don't get headaches? No. Or migraines or anything?
No, I have a sinus thing I've always dealt with since I was little. Headaches.
They're not talking about that. That's more to do with your adrenals and nervous system, the nose thing. But this is just, there might be people, places, situations that you need like physical space from. So that's a different kind of boundary. It's the end of a cycle and the beginning of a new. This is a gallbladder plant, and it helps release resentment. So it can be resentment towards yourself or resentment towards someone else. So it's just showing, or something else. It's just, and there's 3 in that. So it's just, it's like you're having, whenever you've got 2 gallbladder plants there. So gallbladder is, do you know the gallbladder?
No.
Like energetically, it's like when people go through their Saturn return? When they're around 29, it's kind of like a shift in your life like that. It's like it's like that. That's what it's talking about. I don't know what that. Oh, maybe. And this one, that's Pahudakawa. That's Pahudakawa. So that's all of, so that's Pahudakawa. That only goes here. It's all about aligning with your heart's wisdom. Sorry for the noise. And then, so for you, it's about grounding. It's like grounding, clearing, looking at the deeper things that have been going on. And this is a remedy called Smile, but it's also got Heart's Ease on it. So that's Heart's Ease. So whenever people get Heart's Ease, they're very good at living their life outside the square. And they usually have an uncanny ability to speak from their heart. So it's reminding you to keep those things up. And the Smile one it's a heart clearing one. So it's like helps let go of old cell memories and helps your kidneys. So those are the kind of things you've got. But you're just again, it's your kidneys. Do you have kidney things in your family?
No.
That and you have normal blood pressure. I was thinking of the Smile. The Smile one's got yarrow in it. You know the yarrow plant?
Right.
Yeah, so it's all about like protection, because when you're going through big transitions, you want to feel that. And it's got damian in it, so it boosts your serotonin, and that's what you had at the very beginning, like anything that sort of cheers you up, makes you feel good,
Right.
or it's like you're getting back into, just on a personal level, the things that make you happy. So those are those things, and it's a smile one, just uplifting. It's all.
Right. These are some of your.
Oh yeah, so that's the new energy range. I make like hundreds of different things, but I really like those because there's about 16 of them, and there's like 10 to 20 plants. And
this is one here.
That's called the everything remedy. We used to call it the everyday remedy because it does everything. That works. It clears shock. Yeah.
Right.
It clears shock.
Right.
Yeah.
Perfect. I love it.
And these are some other ones. That's called clarity.
Enlightenment tonic.
Yeah, that one cleans your blood and decalcifies your pineal gland.
These are great.
Yeah.
Made in New Zealand here. So
yeah, they're made here.
Perfect. And people can get these on your website too. Sleepy's.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, that one helps your nervous system and cheers you up. And that one, it's all about positive life and relationships, and it's a kidney tonic, actually.
Great.
Yeah.
I love it. If I need all these here.
These are goddess ones that I just made in Spain. I was just over in Spain and France from the springs.
Artemis. Wow.
Yeah. Those are just purely vibrational. Those other ones, actually, that's a good point. Those are essences, so they're to do with the goddesses, the different goddesses. There's about 16 of them.
Great, I love it.
And they're not from here, they're from France and Spain.
Very cool.
The waters. There's some plants in there too, but it's energetic, whereas most of the other medicines I make are like these ones are tinctures, so there's chemicals in there as well as the energetics.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool.
People are really confused about that part with plant medicine. So they see an essence and they think it's a tincture, or they see an essence and they understand it's an essence, but they think all of those things in bottles are essences. But there's different ways. So a tincture, it takes longer. You've got to go harvest the plant, and you got to do it again and again. So it takes a couple months to make a tincture. An essence you can make straight away. But it's just to do with the clarity of the energies you bring in. But I like things working both ways, so I make tinctures mixed. But that one is purely vibrational, and they're working on another level.
Gotcha.
Again.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. Do you want me to show you how to tap it in? You probably already know. Oh, this one's called Stress Less.
All right.
Yeah. So it's uplifting nervous system tonic. It's got the St. John's wort in it. You might know how to do this, but here.
Yeah, show the people here.
Yeah. So you can put like a couple drops under your tongue. Yeah. And then if you breathe in, so breathing in, and then breathe out. So what you're doing is just breathing in the energy of the plants that are in there, and breathing in. You breathe, and then breathing out. And then breathing in one more time. And then breathing out. So it just reminds your body on a lot of different levels, and this is a good one. And then you can put it, so that brings it right into your energy field, but under your tongue is another doorway, and like here on your wrist is a doorway, and so you can rub them together. That's the other thing with these type of things, you can use them on your body as well, and because it's got roses and things that work with your heart, and your heart meridian goes there, so you can rub that together. And then your thymus, that's all about helping you have that unconditional love for ourselves.
So rather than
yes, well, we already did that.
Okay,
so you breathe in and then breathe out, and what that does is, and we're just going to ask for it to be in your energy field for the day, and say thank you. So that is such a simple way. So it's there. So it anchors into your energy field. You can do that with anything.
Perfect.
It doesn't have to be plants.
Right.
Yeah. Although they're great.
Right. I love it.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I just want to share it too. So
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys could see while she was doing the reading too. She was just pulling all these cards here and just
Oh yeah,
reading what
didn't
was,
see all the cards. These are some of the cards.
Full thing here, full spread for me. So and this is what she does for individuals. So it was definitely right on and beautiful. So I loved it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
it's a pleasure.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Any other final thoughts or messages from the plants for the people?
I was asking, they're talking about horopito, so just don't underestimate the power of that plant. It's interesting about New Zealand because you really can't find the plants here anywhere else in the world.
Right.
So it's much better for people to take horopito, for instance, instead of a chemical against fungi. So I didn't tell you actually all the things that, like physical things that horopito does. So like can help clear ringworm, or a lot of people they call it eczema. Like at one point I was working somewhere, I had 3 different people from 3 different directions. One person came and said, I've got eczema. Another person said, I've got dermatitis. And another person had another name for it, another name that a doctor or they had come up with. But basically a lot of people have skin fungus, and they come up as little itchy bumps. And it's not eczema, and dermatitis just means inflammation of the skin. And horopito is one of the only things that I know that can work with it. Or there's a tree bark in South America called pau d'arco. Yeah. Or cilantro, that's another one, but you really need to sort of hit it with something harder. And a lot of people can use taking it at least once in their life just to bring the candida levels down. And at the same time, you can do that candida diet, which is just meat and vegetables, or fish and vegetables, or something that doesn't have so much starch, basically. They asked me to talk about, and I'm finding there's a lot of people with nervous system problems these days, and it's where increased radiation and 5G or all that stuff. But one of the best things you can do is support your nervous system, and so that's like by supporting your adrenals, like licorice and damiana, resting a little bit, and ginkgo is another one that holds the image of your nervous system, and as you probably know, it's a memory tonic. So the reason ginkgo is a memory tonic is because it heals your neurons, your neurons, which is part of your nervous system, all through your body. So basically we're getting a lot of nervous system afflictions these days. So part of herbal medicine, it's not just about the plants themselves, it's about a different way of being. So where I apprenticed, Susan used to call it like a wise woman approach, a wise woman healing, or but it's traditional. What it is looking, so you're living with a preventative approach, not a crash and burn approach. So basically everyone could be doing things nice for their nervous system all the way along these days, instead of waiting till we get Alzheimer's or something. So I think that's the main thing.
When I ground into a new place, I'm gonna have plants everywhere.
We're lucky about that. There's so much nature still around.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing all this beautiful magic. I love it. And I love it just so many different ways. Now you've got me thinking of how to bring this all more into my life and share it. So I appreciate that.
That's a pleasure. I enjoyed it. Thank you for making it easy.
Gonna tell them one more time your website.
Website is PlantRhythms, and you can contact me through that website. And there's a couple other. I think there's quite a lot of information on that website as well.
That's great.
Perfect. So that's it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Amy, for being here and sharing all this.
It was a pleasure.
And thanks for tuning in to this episode of Ceremony, Meditation, and Magic. We'll see you on the next one. And go out there and connect with some plants. They're waiting for you. All right. Blessings, my friend.
Blessings.
Thank you.